Welcome to my first ever plan with me. So we're going to start this video out really fast because I was originally going to do a Christmas in July spread because this Monday is July the 25th, so it's the halfway point between Christmas of last year and Christmas of this year. But after looking for the stickers that I wanted to use and not being able to freaking find them, I decided I would use this book, which is from Michaels. It's Recollections brand, which is their house brand. And then I sat down, I flipped through it, and I stared at this page for probably a good 5 minutes before I said, nope, screw it, we're gonna do something different. So I grabbed these two washies that I've had these two sets of washies that I've had for forever, which I was gonna use with my original plan for Christmas in July. And I pulled them out, and I'm like, we'll do what I had originally planned, but we'll just do it without the Christmassy stickers. So the original plan was to use the animal print Christmas stickers from Live Love Posh's sticker book that she came out with a while ago. I can't remember which one it is. If I can find it, I'll link it. To use that, and then to do like pinks and navies and do like a whole kind of like Happy Planner glam girl style spread with the leopard print Christmas trees and the lipstick washi, and just kind of go with that vibe and have it be like a fun play on Christmas, since it's Christmas in July. But in the process of packing to move and everything, I cannot for the life of me find my Live Love Posh sticker book. It's missing, and I'm thoroughly annoyed because it's beautiful. So I ended up basically just doing glam girl-esque without the leopard Christmas trees, which is fine, but it's just not what I had my heart set on for this week. Although the spread that I end up with is a little outside of my usual comfort zone, but I do really like how it turned out. Now, you may notice that I am back in a Happy Planner because I have been trying to use my Archer and Olive bullet journal, and just bullet journal exclusively, and not use my Happy Planner products because I don't support or endorse the Happy Planner. But I am finding that bullet journaling is just too taxing on my mental health right now. I have a very strong sense of perfectionism, and being on Instagram and being on YouTube and watching other people create, I'm not able to create the spreads the way that I want them to. I don't have the collection. I don't have the pens, and I don't have the stickers, and I don't have all the extra paper and the tags and all of the extra cool doodads that everyone uses in their Blue Joes. And I know that comparison is the thief of joy. I do know this, but it got to be, after a couple of weeks, it got to be too overwhelming because I felt too pressured to make everything just look so Instagram worthy. And then I was also struggling because the A5 it's too small for me. I need more space. And I didn't want to invest in another Archer and Olive notebook because they are kind of pricey, when I still have the rest of my 2022 Happy Planner that it was just literally sitting there collecting dust. So I've decided I'm going to use this. I'm going to use the Happy Planner products that I have, and I'm just not going to buy any more of them. And then as I work through my collection, I'll replace them with non-Happy Planner brand products, and we'll move from there. Anyway, so here you'll see me I'm using some sparkles from Create With Mandy. Those are those lovely little star clusters that you see off on the left-hand side. And then behind that, I have the blush alcohol ink, I believe it is, from Allie, according to Allie. I think that's the blush. It's a pale pink color. I'm pretty sure it's blush. Anyway, and then my wax paper, because I don't think I could do a spread without wax paper. I can't put stickers down straight the first time 95% of the time. So wax paper. Wax paper and white Jelly Roll pens are my friend. Anyway, so on to more fun topics of discussion. I have just been super stressed, which is part of the reason bullet journaling has kind of gone out the window for right now, because it's just one more thing I have to worry about, whereas this, I can just throw down a couple stickers if I need to, but if I don't have the time or the energy to plan, I still have my planner already put together. But things have just been really kind of crazy. My husband's best friend is staying with us for a couple of weeks. He is starting a new job in our town, and his housing won't be ready until the middle of August. So we have a couple of weeks where we have a house guest, and then his wife and child are going to stay in the town that they're currently in until the house here is ready for them. And it's just, so we have a long-term house guest and my husband's best friend. And my husband's happy as punch because his best friend is moving to town and they're going to live in the same town and everything's going to be great as far as he's concerned. And then, I have a 2-year-old. And then one of the gals that works in my office just quit. So I am working extra days until they can find a replacement for her. And to top it all off, we just closed on a house. So we are getting ready to move, and I've already started packing, including I have started packing a lot of my craft and planner supplies. So I'm a little stressed about that, and that makes bullet journaling even harder because I'm not working with my full spectrum of materials. I'm working with a limited sampling because my craft stuff is the easiest stuff to pack up, and I don't need to have my husband or my daughter help me go through it to make sure that we can, do we get rid of this, do we keep that, whatever. If you've ever moved with a husband and a toddler, you know how it goes. So, but it's exciting. We're buying our first house. It's little, but it's sufficient for what we need, and it'll be nice for our family to have a place that is truly ours. I'm starting to kind of mentally plan some remodels that are going to need to be done, and I might do videos of spreads for planning that with me. Not 100% sure. We'll just kind of see where things go. I realize I'm saying a lot. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just doing this voiceover, and I'm just like, I don't know what I want to say. I'm still trying to get used to the filming and the voiceover and talking to people. It's a little intimidating. And I'm still trying to adjust. And I apologize for the funky shadows coming off my hands in the video. I'm still figuring out my light and filming and angles and all of that. One of the things that we want to do once we move into the new house is I will, instead of having a desk with a shelf in the corner of the living room, I will actually have a whole office that is mine. And one of the things that we want to do is get me a better desk, which will be better set up for filming and doing these kinds of things. And just have more space in general, so I can have a desk for work/school and then a desk for playing, which will be nice. And that'll be what you see is my play desk, because I'm just doing this for fun. I got some messages. I get messages every time I post a picture on my Instagram page that has these scissors in it. People ask where they came from. They were a freebie in a box that I ordered a while ago. So they have a clear handle, and then the blades have like a copper-ish finish on them, and they're beautiful, and I love them, and they are specifically my planning stickers. So I have my craft stickers, not stickers, scissors. They are my planning scissors. So I have my craft scissors that I use for fine detail paper craft, and those are from Cricut. They're very short, very fine, very sharp and pointy. These are my sticker and washi scissors, and then I have an array of other scissors, including a pair of general purpose scissors that can be used on anything, and a variety of sewing scissors, because that was my first love. I sew. That's actually what I went to school for straight out of high school. Is I went to my local community college and I took classes in fashion design and merchandising, and I was convinced that I was going to become a world famous designer. And I had a label, like I'd already picked out a name for my label and everything, and I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to do couture style level clothes for real women, plus size women, and make them affordable for housewives who wanted to basically look like they lived on the runway but couldn't afford it or didn't have the build for it, because let's be real, not everyone is a size 00. Anyway, I very quickly realized that even though I love sewing and I love designing, and that will always be a part of me, that I just didn't want to work in an environment that was so cutthroat and catty. So I stepped away from that, and I ended up finding a job working in healthcare, and that was 7.5 years ago. Yeah, that was 7.5 years ago, and now I work in healthcare. So I work in ophthalmology. I'm a certified ophthalmic assistant, and I am working on a degree in allied health sciences, and I love working in healthcare. I love taking care of patients, hearing patients' stories. It's just super cool. I have a patient at the practice that I'm at now that she was alive during the Spanish flu, and she's 104, and she was alive during the Spanish flu, and now she's living through COVID, and she's got so many awesome stories to tell. Another patient who grew up in Germany, and she has amazing stories. I have another patient from Korea, and she has awesome stories, and just so many wonderful people. Even like, I live obviously in a very, very small town in central Idaho, and we don't get a lot. You'd think that we don't get a lot of people, but we have so many different people and different stories that they've brought with them. It's one of my favorite parts of my job, is getting to hear people's stories, and then obviously to be able to help them see better, because that is what we do at the root of our job, is we help people see better. Okay, so here you see me tapping on all the squares. I have this like weird compulsion that when I do a spread, every single square in my vertical, so every single like section, has to be touching some sort of decor. So my bottom two innermost squares right now are not touching any kind of decor. That box was definitely not straight. So that box that I was tapping just a couple seconds ago, that was me tapping it, being like, oh crap, there's nothing here. What am I going to put here? And trying to figure that out. So that's what I'm doing now, is I've done the bulk of my decorating. So now I'm going to add in things so that I feel like my design is more balanced and all of my squares are being touched by the design. I realize it sounds super weird when I say it like that, but it's just how I like things to go. And anytime I have a spread where there isn't something there, it feels very weird and kind of off-kilter to me. And I bet none of you would have ever even noticed if I hadn't said anything. But I used to watch other people's planner videos and be like, that square needs something. You need to put something in that square. Even if it's just a little bit of washi that carries over from the square next to it, you have to put something in that square. And I would get so anxious when I was watching videos of other people decorating their planners when not all of the squares had decor in them. It freaked me out for some reason. Anyway, so I cut this, you'll see I cut the sticker in half and I tried to place it, and then I realized that that was 100% not a straight line. Somehow the line ended up bowed. I'm just like, let's try a different sticker. So I grabbed this little peony clear sticker, which was from some sort of Happy Planner book, and that ends up satisfying my need for that bottom square to have decor in it. So that's one square that I don't have to worry about anymore. Now I just have to worry about those two squares, the Thursday middle and the Thursday bottom portions of the grid. And as I figure that out, obviously I'm adding a little bit more here and a little bit more there, and just trying to put in some filler and figuring things out. My X-Acto knife. So I've bought a lot of X-Acto knives over the years. I've always been a crafter. My X-Acto knife is from Cricut, and I don't buy a lot of Cricut brand things. Like, I have a Cricut and I have all of the Cricut tools, but I don't buy like their vinyl or their cutting materials. I do buy their mats, obviously, and the blades for my machine, but I don't buy any of their like paper or vinyl or anything like that, because I prefer to shop from other companies. But 10 out of 10 would recommend the Cricut X-Acto knife. It is so nice. It has a more ergonomic grip, and it has a locking mechanism that makes it next to impossible for the blade to fall out or get loose. And then when it's time to replace the blade, you don't ever actually have to touch the blade itself. The new blades come in kind of like a cartridge style thing, and you insert the old blade into the opening and then put the new blade in, and it's great. You don't ever have to physically come in contact with it, which decreases the chances of you cutting your hand open, which, you know, it's probably a good thing for some people like me who are massive klutzes, because I am a massive klutz. The washi, I don't know where the washi's from. I didn't buy it. My planner bestie bought it for me. She and I have this agreement that anytime we are out shopping for supplies and we see something that's a really good price that we think the other person would like, we just kind of buy it for them. So I have a collection of like cactus washi and lemon washi that I got from her, and she has a couple of things that she's gotten from me, and we just kind of build up each other's collections, which is kind of nice because, so like this week, like I mentioned before, I was going to use the Live Love Posh leopard Christmas trees. She and I were going to use them together because she has the same sticker book I do, and well, she used them, I did not, because clearly I can't find them. So next year, I will use them next year if I find them. I'm really annoyed that they're missing and I have no idea where they went. So if you happen to know which sticker sheet I'm talking about and you have an extra that you don't want and you want to send it to me, you just let me know, because I really wanted to do this Christmas in July style spread. I was really dead set on it once I came up with the idea, and I was really excited about it, and I'm kind of sad that it's not happening. But I do end up liking what I put together here. Anyway, we actually are mostly done here. You're gonna see me pull out a pen and start adding a little bit of written detail in, you know, doing a few last minute trims here and there. But mostly we are done with this spread, filling in things. Okay, so I have to tell you about my next week box. I put this in every single planner spread that I ever do because I hate getting blindsided when I look at next week and I'm like, oh crap, I have a million things I need to do. So here I just kind of have a mental running list of all the things that are happening next week. So if someone's like, oh, can you come do this on this day, or if my boss calls and is like, hey, can you work Tuesday, I can be like, yes, I can, or oh no, sorry, I have a doctor's appointment Tuesday afternoon, I can't. And it just makes things easier to have that there for me. Does anyone else do this? Because I don't see it an awful lot in other people's spreads, so I'm kind of curious, am I a lone wolf in this, or do other people do it too? Anyway, so here you're going to see me pulling out my current favorite, which is the Colors of the Wonder Crayola markers. And I'm going to just swatch a few of them because I'm going to use them basically like a highlighter this week. I know a lot of people like to use little bullet dot circle sticker things. I have no idea what they're actually called. Or habit trackers. I had preferred to just use my own. Make my own. So I'll use typically a mild liner, but this week it's going to be these Crayola markers to write headings and to create habit trackers and check boxes and to-do lists and all sorts of things. That way I don't have to pull out I don't have to know where I'm going to put things, for starters, and I don't have to pull out a sticker book every time I want to add a to-do list. I just add whichever marker I'm using that week to my general pen cup or pencil pouch that I'm carrying with me with my planner, and then anytime I want to add something, I just reach for that pen and I add a dot or a box or whatever it is that I need to add. And then to write, I tried to use my Dr. Grips gel pen, but the ink from the Crayola marker was still a little wet, so I switched over to my Sharpie fault tip pen, and it worked a little bit better. Definitely for future reference, I need to let the ink from the marker dry before I try to write on top of it. Yes, I know, rookie mistake, but you know, I'll get there eventually. Some days I do better than others, and I'm finally satisfied with that bottom box on Thursday because it has something in it. Even if it's just the little pink dots for a checklist, there's finally something in it. So my happy little heart is like, okay, almost every box is touched by the decor So nothing feels lopsided to me. Yes, I realize that my Thursday middle box is still looking a little bit naked, but I will make sure that changes this week as I write in it. And I can be okay with that because there's a lot of stuff happening on Friday, and that will be okay. Or at least that's what I tell the little voice inside of my head that says, you messed up. But we all have that little voice, right? It's not just me. Because that little voice in my head, she's mean. She's real mean. Anyway, so this is the final product, and I actually, like I said, I really do like it now that it's all done and put together, and I'm actually really excited about using it this week. Anyway, so thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time.